do my best, Vanna White. Except I refuse to wear heels in the snow. Or ever, for that matter.
Come on over. Hey friends, you're watching BrainStorm Acres. I'm Henry.
And I'm Irene.
Today we're going to hook the compressor up to the wax injector. Irene reminded me that we had another vacuum pump, so we actually have four vacuum pumps on our property right now. This one has a bigger motor on it, so it's going to consume more power, but it'll work for trying the system out. That'll be the next part.
Yeah, because first we have to see if it still works, because it didn't work the last time we used it.
Minor details. All right, if you go ahead and cut a couple of pieces of this Velcro, we're going to attach a piece on each end of this so we can attach it down here and try it out to see if we like where it goes.
Okay. So you're doing a temporary install.
Yeah, so this is temporary install. We'll do the same thing with these pieces when we take them down to the studio so that we can move things around if we decide that's the right thing to do. I'm going to get rid of all these extra fittings here. Some went under, oh, well, they went under the table. All right.
Has this got both parts? There it is.
Yes, it does. I'm thinking if we put the switch towards the back of the cart when you're sitting in the front.
Okay. So this way.
Yes.
Okay. Well, my only concern is these things here. When you tried it the other time, I think you had it like this so that these could be pulled down and put the. See what I mean?
We can do that. So probably mount it something like that.
Okay.
Towards the back.
Yep. Okay.
And then we'll check to make sure we can put the plugs in.
Okay. We use Velcro a lot in my business to attach things that have to be removed periodically, and it can be both a good thing and a real pain in the guess where. One of the things we've discovered, even with the fanciest 3Ms, it slices, it dices Velcro, is it is heat sensitive, and I am going to check again this year to see if they've done any better. But basically the problem we have in the shop is that when the temperature gets consistently hot, the Velcro glue will start to melt, and because these are all the sticky back kinds. And when the Velcro glue melts, then you have a problem with things falling off. Yeah, not my idea of a good time. Also, when you cut a lot of this stuff, it leaves a terrible residue on your scissors. So be prepared to do something about that by using some sort of a Goo Be Gone or something like that. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put on the female side right now, because that's just like fuzzy. It feels like polar fleece almost. And the male side is the one that's got the prickly bits to it. Alright, I'm sticking this on. I took a look at the profile of the back of this, and the center section here is indented, so that means when I push this against the side of the cart, the Velcro has to be on the ends, which is not the way you would do it if you weren't paying attention, because the mounting holes for putting this onto screws are actually in the center section, but that's recessed. And when you're doing Velcro, you have to actually think in terms of press apply. So what I will do is this doesn't have to be perfect, because the nice thing about Velcro is it doesn't have to be perfect. It's kind of a ballpark situation. But I'm going to at least get one of these on, and then I can take a look at where, I don't know what the rules are for this. A lot of the Velcros you have to leave them for 24 hours. Doesn't give a lot of great information. You have to go online to get the other information. Okay.
Is that Velcro working okay?
Seems like it will. In order to find out any more specific information other than only use it between these temperatures, you have to go online. So I can't tell you. I'll find out if it falls off, and then we'll know that we didn't wait the 24 hours or something like that. But
do you know where we moved the box that had the additional tubing in it and a cutter?
the additional tubing I see is laying on the table, ignoring this pile of stuff in the corner of my dining room.
Well, I have a piece of clear tubing that connects between the compressor and it's not going to go there. It needs to go over here. So if you'll reach around to the back for me, please.
Okay, and where's it going?
Needs to go to this regulator right here. We'll see if it'll fit. If not, I can move the compressor.
Gonna have to move the compressor. It's too short by about 4 inches.
Okay. I'll move the compressor further towards the back.
Okay, I assume it's this press fit on the left?
Correct. Should just slide in a little bit.
And
then
it
should
does
hold.
not fit the size.
Let me take a look. No, it doesn't, so I need the larger tubing, which I have right here. See if this fits. That fits. Now I can route the tubing down to the compressor.
Rufus says, "You have junk in my bed. It's sticking me in the tush." I'll move the junk, Jack. Rufus, I'll move the junk. There we go. Says, I can't figure out why my beds are stacked up, but I'll lay them anyway.
Well, he likes height anyhow.
Says, I can make believe this is a sofa.
I'm going to cut this tube a little long because I can always shorten it.
Yeah, it's hard to cut some stuff long. He's got a weird specialty cutter back there that he's trying to use to cut this. I've never looked at it, so I have no idea how it works.
It has a chisel point, so the blade is shaped, when you look at it, is triangular.
Uh-huh.
And it's supposed to just cut through.
Yeah, if you put it in a, you know, like Bonnie Doon press. Rufus, what you doing? He says, I'm helping Dad. I'm volunteering to bite it for him.
He'd probably do that quite well, thank you.
Oh, he's got tubes. He's going to be so glad when we're done with this junk. He says, you're messing up my bed.
Yes, I am. Sorry, Rufus.
He says, I hear plastic. Is there any treats in there?
Only for me. That one fits just fine. Now let's see if it fits into the air chuck. Could you hold that for me, please? Thank you. I have a small number of choices here. I can change that angle fitting right there and run another tube the same size because the fittings that I have don't go onto the air chuck. So, I think what I'll do is grab the other fittings and do a trial fit on this and see if I can make that work.
Mm-hmm. Whoever wrote this was not a native speaker.
Well, they were native somewhere.
Yes, they were not native English speakers. How was that? Either that or they failed English in high school. Could be either one. Considering when I first started working as a tech writer, I would correct the work of college students that they had gotten previously to do, summer internships.
And you know what? Incompatible fitting sizes.
Right.
This is a 1/4 inch,
And that's
6 millimeter.
Yep.
Well, now I get to figure out what I'm going to do. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications, because I'm going to be ordering more parts, I think. Or I'm going to be seeing if I can figure out how to take some of these connections off.
Yeah, well, like we were afraid to yank on
them.
this one because you're pushing on, both ends of it are plastic. And we were afraid if we yanked on it too hard, we would break one of the plastic fittings, and then we'd be, out of luck.
No matter what, I'm going to have to start taking fittings apart, or I'm going to get an adapter to go from the 8mm to the 6mm.
Right. Yeah, I'll take a look at some of the stuff too and see if your interpretation of where some of the stuff goes is correct, because the pictures we have are not necessarily
Yeah, the basic
accurate.
problem is this connection here goes to the back of this unit. The back of this unit has only 6mm connections.
Right. Right.
So, somebody in China decided to
Randomly
use some
use
parts that aren't the right parts. Such is life when you're using.
Oh, we've seen the same thing
products
happen
from
in the
China.
United States, to be honest. You're using undereducated people who frequently don't give a flying you-know-what about their job.
So, you know what I have to say?
Yes, it's up to QA, and QA didn't do their job.
So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications, because A, it's snowing like crazy outside.
Right.
B, I can't get out because the driveway's mud and the main road is mud. And probably I-40 is going to be closed again because they had cones all along the side of the road.
Right. Well, if you don't hear from us for a couple of days, we're fine. We just don't have any connectivity. This morning I had 1 bar on my phone.
And on top of that, the Starlink antenna is getting loaded with snow and ice, and that interferes with transmission reception.
So at some point it will
we'll
go
see.
into shutdown mode.
And it's done that twice this year, both during big snowstorms, so we'll see.
Yeah. On the other hand, when half of Arizona had no power the other day because the lines were all down.
What lines?
Right. We were sort of being smug because a lot of people in Flagstaff lost power. People all over northern Arizona lost power, even down to the valley from the winds.
Yeah.
It either ripped the poles down, ripped the wires down, or broke everything because of ice and snow.
Now tomorrow we're supposed to be going to Flagstaff.
I got my doubts. The vet closed early today.
We're supposed to be going to Flagstaff tomorrow for Irene to pick up some medications and to do some training with Rufus. And we're also supposed to be taking Rufus for his
checkup.
vet checkup.
Right. And the vet closed today at lunch.
And the doctor's
our
office
doctor's
closed
office closed today at 1. Yeah. So we'll be, I doubt we'll be going to be able to get out. But even if we can, I don't think there's any place to go tomorrow because the chances are I-40 is going to be closed.
We'll see.
Yeah. I-40 has probably been closed more this winter than any, I mean, we've been here for
17 years.
17 years. I don't think we've ever seen it close this many times.
They have all the traffic cones alongside our, quote, main road,
Right.
which is Highway 89. They do that so they have a spot for the truckers who get shuffled off onto our road, someplace to park.
Yeah, because there's no truck stops in this area.
So if you see this show on Friday instead of Thursday, or Saturday instead of Thursday,
You'll know what happened.
we'll try to at least put up a short so that you know that something is still alive here in our place.
Right, yeah. Well, like I said, we'll be fine. It's just a matter of whether we can communicate with the rest of the world. We have friends who can't get out of their places. They live in the Eastern Sierras, and there was a avalanche the other day that took out the county road. So they can't get to the post office. I think she can go in the other direction, but that road's been closed on and off for weeks because of avalanches. So, yeah.
Time to say goodbye, Irene.
Yeah. So wherever you are in the United States, stay safe, because I'm here. I'm where we were watching the line of storms moving east from this one, and this is going to be not fun. Farther east from here is going to be triple not fun. So be safe and pay attention to the weather, because tornadoes can get you if you're not paying attention, and there's going to definitely be some of that in Texas and other places. So until next time, bye.
Keep on brainstorming.
He needs to.
I'm going to be taking some things apart, I think, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, we're going to be sitting there and matching everything up.
I don't want to break fittings, so.
No fun.
Bye.
Rufus says goodbye too, except he's asleep, I think, now. Yeah,
Yeah,
his eyebrows are not even moving. He's asleep.
He's too busy chewing on his bone.
Yes.